Witness me, smegma crazies, and welcome back to Mad Max.
You've taken a short rest from your twisted path. I'll help you find what you seek. But first, answer me this.
What?
The other ones that you don't kill. Who are they to you?
I use them and they me. If there's no gain, what's the use?
What's the use? I'm asking you that. But you have no answer. Have you? Yet it's very clear.
I apologize for the extended delay in this episode. I had to fight sickness and a whole bunch of other stuff over the holidays, but should be getting back on track. Should be out of most of the sickness zone. So last time we started exploring Gutgash's territory. Hopefully the editing, like I said, will make things a lot easier. I do still find neat things here and there, like a car body that's just, a bunch of scrap.
But it has scrap.
And whenever I find these little interesting tidbits, I will be showing them around. But by and large, a lot of the scavenging locations don't really have too much interesting to sell them off. I've recently seen some discussion in the thread from people talking about it, stuff like doing the death races. Not really entertaining, actually. They're not good. It's like somebody had a good idea, but it didn't really pan out all over. But some of the scavenging locations are still worthwhile seeing, so I am still planning on going through all those. Of course, since we have finally managed to clear out a camp in Gutgash's territory, he will have a mission for us which will help us on our way through the Jaw. But first I've got more stuff to repair. Like, I did finish the side mission for getting Jeet's trading lines up and running, so now we can build the armory here in Gutgash's stronghold, which will give us more ammo whenever we enter here. Which is good. Ammo is important. Don't quite have the survey crew or a few other options yet, but still a work in progress. There's still a lot to do in this territory. In fact, even once we finish the story mission, there's still going to be even a lot more to do as well.
So, killer, Little Count Carburetor says you need to bust through the Jaw.
I'm going to Gastown.
Sure you are. Now me, I know a lot about Gastown and the Jaw. I trade goods in and out of there all the time.
You want something? Say it.
Ain't no sweet talking you, is there? All right. I seen that harpoon device of yours. Not bad. Needs a little something extra, though. Sort of a final flourish, let's say.
And that's where you come in.
The Jaw looks imposing, but it's got a weakness. The hinges. Your harpoon could be the key, but not with that weak jag tip. You need a piece tougher. Something called the Talon.
And you have it.
I know who does. A nuisance of a noose man named Dimrim. And Dimrim could use a little lesson in manners. Him and his whole convoy.
So I relieved Dimrim of this Talon. By force, I reckon. And you and I square?
Yeah. Then we be square.
I guess if anybody would know anything about harpoons, it would be Captain Ahab here. But, yeah.
That Talon, you do well bringing that to Jeet. Yeah, that cocky kid, he knows that kind of stuff.
So this would be our first mandatory convoy. The other ones we've done have been optional to reduce threat in the area. This is the first one that we actually have to do in order to progress the story. I think it's also the only one that comes up.
What were Gutgash's words?
Some bandit called Dimrim has a jag tip for the harpoon, called the Talon. I'm gonna take you from him.
Indeed, yes, we need something stronger. Yes, but I doubt anyone will give this Talon up without a fight.
I need it, I'll go get it. What happens, happens.
So yeah, just as a gentle reminder, if we had been doing this as soon as we could get to this point, we'd have a weak harpoon, our car would be the Jack. We wouldn't have very much aside from some ramming and maybe some lucky harpoon shots to take out this convoy. As it is, I can just yank off a tire and that vehicle's gone. It's no longer a problem. Once you start getting your upgrade harpoon, you are able to take out some of the lower armor vehicles, or the no armor vehicles in this case, instantly, really. I mean, if they don't have a tire, they can't go anywhere. I'll be taking advantage of that here and there. I do have to be careful with this one armored vehicle that's left. You can, again, you might be able to hear that grinding noise. That's sort of you can hear it right there. That's the sound of a vehicle that has grinding wheels on it that are basically stronger than ours can ever get. And depending on what area you're currently finding a convoy in, those different convoy trucks will actually have different defenses. Most of them will have sort of these flaming ones, but eventually they get some pretty nasty. They get some pretty nasty grinders as well. Normally, he's not supposed to hang on to the car that well after you harpoon slam, but you know what? I'm just going to call that one a bug. These things happen. Still, this lead truck has got nothing left. I don't know where his last defender went, but you know what? He's about to have a bad time. I didn't mean to shoot the wheel there, but it's another factor of the game's auto-aim is that it usually will try to aim for wheels or other weak spots. Sometimes it'll also auto-aim for red fuel tanks, which I was kind of expecting to happen here, but it could be I already blew up the fuel tank, so it didn't work. So, don't always rely on the auto-aim, it's not always very good.
Tower the wreckage for our revered prize. The Talon is now ours.
In that case, he did still have the fiery jet trail at the back, but I took him out so quickly that he wasn't able to do much with it.
Prestigious ornament.
So, we have a brand new toy. It's not quite ready yet, but it will be. The Talon doubles as both a hood ornament and a story progression item, so we can always put it on the hood or whatever, but pretty soon we're going to get a pretty nice weapon out of it too.
So this is a Talon. How does this help?
It's fashioned into a hood ornament, huh? An unprofane figure made to bring luck amongst these heathen. This is a job for Cheat. Yes, Cheat. He's a master of projectile and weapons and blastings. He'll know what to do with it.
It's not one of those little factors of, I don't know, language in the wasteland, I guess. I just like the little corruption of the phrase, or the word ballistics. You know, because ballistics, you could necessarily call them like projectile weaponry. But I like how ballistics has sort of come to mean, well, you know, describe as blastics. It covers both things that blast and ballistics. It's neat. As far as body armor on the car goes, the Flim Flam frame is usually the highest I'll go on my everyday driving around car. Just because at that point you've got a decent amount of armor, but anything higher and you'll start moving like a boat. You can see the handling is already getting down pretty low, and it can get worse. But some of the other stuff like the exhaust, the suspension, the engine, those can't really be upgraded enough. Unfortunately, dim rim will now be permanently dimmed, but our star must rise.
Talon, huh?
I hear it's possible to tear down the jaw with this.
Oh, that sounds like Gutgashing, John. But it's possible with a pinch of black magic.
What do you know?
Oh, you got balls the size of boojums. And you done us some good, granted. So hear me. You'll need to get your harpoon reinforced to get through that first gate. Easy. But your biggest hurdle are those hinges. That's why it all calls for some black magic.
Explosives.
Oh, yeah, with the Talon, build you an explosive jag tip, blow those hinges right off. Boom.
Let's do it.
So, fun thought for the day. What are boojums? And how can balls be as big as them? Anyway, we have a brand new toy. The thunderpoon. The thunderpoon, is it's an explosive tip for the harpoon. It does have limited ammo, so we won't always be able to use it, willy-nilly. But, well, with a big enough ammo belt, armor is a thing of the past.
Do you? Big Chief in Gastown wants collecting. Shall we go get him? Pick a target!
It'll take a lot of money to fully upgrade the thunderpoon, but, it does a pretty darn good job.
What the hell you doing out here?
Practice! Just practice! No need to get itchy trigger fingers!
Making a mess of Marcus and hurting my nugget. Fine. Whatever. You may proceed.
Oh, it's a beauty saver! Such power! Can you feel it? Huh? We're ready for the job! Huh? Ready as we'll ever be!
The thunderpoon with a few upgrades becomes a real force of terror, and it's going to be a pretty useful item in any further convoy fights. Well, I really wanted to knock this war crier down, but you know what? It just apparently wasn't happening today. In the meantime, this is just another one of these stank gun camps with a bunch of boys that are about to have a pretty bad time. Yeah, there really wasn't too much more interesting to this camp. Though, in the process of trying to get one of the insignia, I did kind of, something happened. But yeah, there's a project part in this area, not a whole lot of note, but, a little slippery walkway. Sometimes Max just falls down. It's nothing that just happens.
Hey, you know roadkill. You that warrior. The one they say kills roadkill. If you're looking to kill more, there's a bunch inside. A war buckler even. But look, there's a hidden path up to the camp from the canyon.
So this camp is actually pretty interesting because all the perimeter defenses have already been knocked out. Normally it's, it's a Scrotus camp, but the roadkill have actually been here first. And the Scrotus faction has already fought them off. Which, just kind of makes it easy pickings for us. There is a scrapulence at the intro as well, which you can use to take out for some free money later, but I'll get back to that. Watch that first step. It's a doozy. So yeah, like I said, a lot of these camps, they all kind of roll together. The interesting thing about that one was that the camp was already under attack before we got there. This camp I just found interesting because, you know, I really got some use out of all the vehicle weaponry. You know, because there's no kill like overkill, and sometimes just turning somebody into chunky soup is a little nasty. I think what I meant to do was pull out the shotgun, but you know what? I'm not gonna front on a happy thunderpoon accident. Especially when the second one happened intentionally after I saw how well the first one went. Like I said, they're pretty good against vehicles, so being able to whip them out against humans is just, yeah, overkill a little bit. Still, watching them disappear into a fine red mist is a little nasty.
Yeah. How long is a year anyway? And how long has it been?
I feel like on Max's part, that is at least a genuine question. It's probably been more than a year, but how long has it been since the world went a certain way?
My hands on you!
I think I've mentioned that before, but it never really stops being an interesting thought experiment for the Mad Max universe. It's obviously been a while, things have gone poorly, but over what period of time did it happen exactly?
Balefire is overcooking the powder. I don't want to train with you, but we're next up.
You... over here. Please help me. Hey, Dune Drifter. I've something to tell you. Me and my child, on our way to our new master. Our rig was ambushed by buzzards. But we fled.
What do you want?
There's hidden things in the rig. A treasure for someone like you.
Why tell me this? I'll do nothing for you.
I have a feeling you may yet. The rig still sits in the tunnels. Go there and see. You... help me, please.
This one we won't be able to do anything with for a little while yet. But Gutgash also has a side mission for us, which will take us by the, actually the last scavenging location.
Dead Burns? Yeah, I gotta get through that jaw first.
Yeah. Gutgash's next mission, his side story mission, will actually take us to the last scavenging location left in Jeet's territory, which I intentionally left unscavenged because of this very reason.
Dreams. Legends.
I wonder if that's true. I wonder if, like, different legends of Max have made its way to this universe. There's a bunch of parallel Maxes living in different universes, and they're all crap. Well, this place is almost starting to look respectable. I mean, it's still not, but it's getting there. It's handsome in its way.
We all know what you've done, what you killed, who you saved, your wars and your pieces. Your legend is strong. Did you hear? Chief bought a slave from Bullet Farm. Apparently, he wants to cook powder for himself.
Is that the same voice actor?
All around us, the grounds were covered in wet, salty water full of life. My people believe that this water will come back to us on our day of reckoning. And then we must be ready. We must patch our ship together and make her whole once more.
You believe that?
They need to cling to it. Personally, I see an acute necessity to armor this wreck up, prepping for the wave of man scum which will soon come crashing down. A war boy army. Lord Scrotus, back from the dead. Pfft. Help me get the steel I need. Now, not the brown rotted sheets of wafer you find out here, but real prime steel. With it, I can reward you in armor or scrap, and find plenty extra to fix up my hull.
We are going to build a wall and make Scrotus pay for it. But that'll happen next time.
Tunnels. That's where you'll find the steel.
Until then, stay thirsty.